So yesterday's session, what did we understand? So yesterday we understood, so Pega is one automated Java tool, right? You know? So it is one automated Java tool, so using which any kind of web application can be designed. So when I say web application, generally it will be having or it will be constituted with UI design, and it must be having some backend design and even some database part also. These three are core components, along with which there will be something like versioning related part, reporting related part, deployment related part, integration related part also. Slowly will come to. So in order to design one web application, if we are following the traditional technologies, I have to write my own HTML coding, or we have to write something backend code. Backend code might be a Java in Amazon project. It might be Python in some other project, or it might be .NET in some other project. Okay, or I have to write some database SQL stored procedures also. But now Pega has come up with something more automation, making this complete manual part automated. So where I can drag and drop and do this UI part. Yesterday we have seen some dummy screen, right? Where the respective UI part, whatever we call it as UI elements. So all the UI elements I can simply drag and drop. After I drag and dropping, okay, so this is what we have seen, right? So after we drag and dropping, we are supposed to take care of how its type should be, meaning validation part we can easily take care. And we have to take care of something about like alignments, background styling or coloring part. So this UI part will be much interesting and it will be like little logical also. So after we are completely done with UI part, I have to make sure this entered information should be ultimately reaching to database. For that, without backend involvement, how it can be possible? Meaning every UI will be tightly coupled with backend logic. So here Pega is automated with Java, right? It doesn't mean that you have to learn something like Java. So in our project, whatever your backend requirement might be. So it might be for sending an email, or it might be sending an email for all the remaining managers, or if it is like sending email or sending SMSs, or storing details into our internal table or external tables, or getting from third party invocations, whatever it might be. In the background, predefined Java is ready made. So I have to first understand what is like respect to Java ready for the current requirement. And then I have to call it. And yesterday I have shown you small thing for email triggering. So what is the part, what is the name we are seeing for triggering an email inside Pega? Okay, online people tell me how to send emails in Pega. So for that we are having some predefined Java ready kada. What is that? With what name we are having?
Send email notification.
Email
Send
notification.
email notification. And what is the other name I asked you to remember?
Sample. Simple email.
Send simple email.
Send simple email. These two
Simple
are
email.
predefined things in Pega. Okay, so if I ask you what is difference between send email notification and send simple email, so what you can say?
Send email notification is to send the emails for bulk
Bulk.
members,
Bulk. So if I
and
wanted to put one
send simple email is for the individual person.
individual. So this is what you have to understand for today's session. So later when we start on this topic, there you'll come to know something like customized templates with core rules. Okay, we call it as core or correspondences. You'll understand more detailedly there. Okay. So now for every type of requirement, Java code is ready. And based on Java code, SQL query generation part also can be automatically done. So meaning using Pega, I can design one end-to-end application without any customized coding at all. So anyone of any background can learn this Pega. And there will be some scenarios where we have to write SQL queries. There will be some scenarios where we have to write Java code. So writing Java code is just 1% scenario. But writing SQL queries will be almost like 20 to 30% scenarios based on what type of project you go. Let me give you one small example. Suppose, say this is like LIC application. Okay, normally if you want to take any policy, what you'll do? You'll directly go to LIC office, right? Say if I'm like an LIC employee there, I'll assist you. So we will be having different type of policies available. Say maybe we are having one database table holding all the type of policies. Say policy number one must be between 20 to 30 years of age, and insured amount must be this one, and nominee, whatever, some details are there. Now you are directly coming to LIC office, and where we are getting all the type of policies listed out into my drop down. So from the database table, we are getting it listed out. Nothing much surprising here. Now, so most of us might be having some policies, but not directly from the insurer. So you know Policy Bazaar, right? Policy Bazaar తెలిసిందే కదా. So this is one third party brokering system. What is this doing? So it will be coordinated with different insurance providers in the market. So this is having LIC insurance service. This is having maybe Access Max insurance service, maybe ICICI Prudential insurance service, whatever it is. If you are in a plan to take one LIC policy from Policy Bazaar like this, now, if this is completely developed on Pega, try to understand. So, if we are completely developing on this on Pega, so now here client requirement. So, we are developers, Policy Bazaar is our client. So, now client requirement will be to design a screen to include a drop down to get all the list of LIC policies. So now this data from where we will be getting, we are Policy Bazaar members now. From where we will be getting, no doubt from this database only. No? So in that scenario, this LIC database must be connected to this Policy Bazaar. Now you as an Pega developer at requester application, nothing but Policy Bazaar application. How did you manage getting data from third party external database table? So can your Pega application write SQL queries from third party? Maybe if not, how did you manage that? Did you get a chance to write customized SQL queries in this scenario or not? This is what they'll ask. Say this is running on Pega, this is also running on Pega. Might be possible, kada? If I'm a Pega developer here, so I'll be having 0% chances of writing my own SQL queries because server is mine and database is also mine. Pega can handle SQL queries between these two. Maybe if I'm like a Pega developer in this application, where we are looking for data from third party database, there might be minimal chances of writing SQL queries manually. So did you get a chance to write custom SQL queries? If so, where did you write? How did you first validated it? So you have to first cross check whether mentioned SQL queries is working fine or not. Where did you first test it? How did you validate it? Then what type of data you got? Say if you are not getting data properly, what exceptional handlings you have done? So maybe if you are not getting data, it might be a problem from our end or maybe at providers end also, right? So if that failure scenario, how did you handle this? So what about like budget issues happening in between? So this might be like one type of scenario. So if you join this type of project, most of the questions might be on customized SQL queries. And in this type of Pega projects, they might not ask you at all. So depending upon what type of project you go and what type of requirements they are frequently happening, SQL interview questions will be there for. Okay. So slowly I'll make you to learn some part of SQL queries also when that discussion is coming into picture. Okay, and even you should be in a minimal understanding of writing HTML and SQL related part also. And whatever I'm asking you to go for customization of HTML or SQL. So this is on an average just 5 to 10% scenarios. Don't think today itself that I don't know anything about HTML. Don't think about SQL. Don't think about SQL. CSS. So whatever I'm giving you, this is even in the worst scenario to get survived yourself. That is what I'm saying. Okay, fine. So finally, using Pega, I can design complete web application in terms of UI part, its backend part, and even database part, even from third parties also. Now, I'm giving you one more statement, that is Pega is used for developing internal applications of any organization. So as of now, statement ఏంటంటే, so Pega is used for developing web applications. Am I correct? Now I'm trying to modify this little, try to understand. So Pega is used for developing internal applications. Okay, what do you mean by internal applications? Suppose you wanted to take one credit card from Citibank, or you wanted to know its interest rates and other things are got. What you'll do first, you'll check it in internet, right? That is citi.com, www.citibank.com. So if you hit this URL, you'll get some design, meaning one web application is getting launched for you, and whatever the screens you got. So even I'll get the same, and person from Australia hitting the same URL will get the same, right? So the information, whatever we get, it is common from any part of the world. Okay. Why? Because this is hosted on internet. Am I correct? Okay. After you looking at the interest rates, then you decided to take one loan from this Citibank. So now what you'll do, you'll directly visit the bank, right? Say maybe at Hyderabad at some branch. So something near JNTU, you are visiting this HDFC or this Citibank branch. So once you are trying to enter this bank, there might be one receptionist kind of, and this person will assist you what is your query. If you are saying it is about credit card, he might ask you to go to counter number 1 or counter 2 or counter 3 or counter 4. So in a particular bank, there might be 4 counters, and this is about dealing credit cards, this is about dealing loans, this is about dealing accounts, this might be something about like cashier portal and content. So there will be 4 different employees in this case. Am I correct? So if your query is about credit card, you will go to this counter number 1 and stand in the queue. Likewise, there will be few other persons standing in the queue there. Okay. Now, you as an individual person, can you access this application? Chepan online people. So can you access this application? Yes or no? Online people, please answer this. So can you access this application? In employee working here, he alone can access this application, right? You as a customer, if you go to the bank, can you access this application? And no.
No.
So only this bank employee can do. So can this bank employee do from his home? Can he access the same
No.
application maybe from his home? No, right?
Oh, no.
So
No.
what is happening? So Citibank is having one main application where every one of us from any location we can access it. And on the other hand, Citibank is also having some other type of applications where only its internal employees should access, that too from their server range only. So these type of applications, we generally call it as intranet applications. So these are like internet, these are like intranet. Okay. And so one organization will have one main web application and n number of internal applications. Okay. So these applications can be accessed only from their server range. Now, finally, what I'm saying is Pega as a tool today, this is majorly focusing on designing internal applications of any organization. It is not at all focusing on the main websites. Even this is one web application. This is also web applications. These are also web applications. But Pega today, it is focusing majorly on intranet applications only. Today, after you joining some company, after our course is done, you'll join like an Pega developer or administrator or whatever, right? So you will be assigned with a client, maybe a banking client or an insurance client or whatever it is. So under any client, you will be working on only its internal applications. You will never see Pega using something on the main applications. So why are we not using Pega for the main application? Is it not possible? And it is actually possible. Pega can even develop something like main websites also, but because of licensing and maybe work object related restrictions. So I'll give you 2 points now. You remember this, but later you'll come to know. So Pega is developing internal applications only. So because of licensing cost. Generally, licensing will be depending upon two things. So number of operators, or we have to say it as number of users or number of transactions. Technically, number of operators, number of work object IDs. Okay, so don't overthink about this statement now itself, but you have to remember this. So if anyone in interview, if they're asking you, can't we use Pega for external application ante? Yes or no? No. Chapale. Yes, we can use Pega
Yes,
for
we can
external
use.
applications also. Then why are we not using Pega for external applications ante? What two things you have to say? Because of licensing issues. Okay, what is stopping in terms of licensing ante? Depending upon the number of operators, depending upon number of work object IDs, we are not using Pega to develop our external applications. This should be the answer. So explanation for this will be in more detail in the coming sessions. But for now, you have to carry back this statement. Got it, everyone? Online? Yes, right?
Yes.
Yes, Chandra.
Yes.
Yeah. So finally, every organization will have n number of internal applications. My Pega is mainly focusing on these things. Okay. Suppose I'll give you one more application, one more example. If you wanted to book one train ticket, okay. So what you'll do? So you'll just log in into IRCTC website, right? Okay, so say we wanted to book one Tatkal ticket. You know Tatkal ticket, right? So where these tickets generally open at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. as per Indian timings. So if you wanted to book one Tatkal ticket at sharp 10 o'clock, you will access this website. And then you will try to provide some details. So your start point, end point, time, and other things. And this whole process might take like 2 to 3 minutes of time. And can you guarantee 100% confirmation in this case? No, right? We cannot guarantee. So instead of this, if you directly go to railway counter in person, instead of doing it on online, if you directly go to Tatkal counter and you stand in the queue, and there, if I'm the employee working, I'll be using some application. You are standing in the queue. So you'll be giving a form where I have to enter something. And finally, the whole transaction might be completed in less than 10 seconds time, right? It will not take this longer time. It will be completed in just 10 seconds of time. And that too, mostly 100% chances will be there. So what is happening? So this application is also meant for getting some transactions generated, and the main application is also meant for some transactions generated. So now Pega is focusing mainly on these internal applications for this railway organization. There might be one main website and n number of internal applications. Pega is focusing mainly automating their internal businessing. Okay, their business process is getting automated because of this Pega. Okay, let me give you one more short example. And that too, if you look at this IRCTC website, it will be looking much colorful, right? It will be having some good UI styles, and it will be looking with some decent coloring and other part. Now, if you ever looked about this railway employee related screens, it will be like black and white. If we got a chance to look at it anytime, it will not be that colorful. So this will not be loaded with any extra Silverlight technologies. This will not be loaded with any extra CSS part. So this application is majorly focused on running out background transactions. It's not focused on how colorful it is. So now Pega also mainly focusing on the back end part. It's not majorly focusing on UI part and Ega. That's right. So Pega is mainly used to develop back end applications only. With these applications, how many tickets they book, so their business will be increased. How many credit cards they issue, their business will be increased. So how colorful will be and their business will not be increased, right? So all the back end applications are designed to focus on their automation of their business. Pega is majorly focusing on automation of their business, but not on the extra Silverlight or extra UI part. So finally, Pega, we are calling it as business process automation tool. Okay. So Pega is one tool, but not focusing on the main website. It is focusing on business processing applications. All the internal applications, whatever you are seeing, we call these as business process applications. So now any of the or Pega is one tool where we majorly focus on business process automation, and hence we call it as BPM tool, business process management tool. So under BPM category, there are many tools in the market. Pega is one thing, APN, Kissflow, Oracle, whatever. So there are multiple BPM tools in the market, and all these tools major focus is to automate internal things only. Out of all the tools in the market, there is no equal competitor for Pega. Okay, so you take any other tool, you have to write at least 30 to 40% of coding manually. But Pega is claiming themselves as 95% automation done. Whatever your requirement might be. Okay, so we are having 90% of predefined Java code ready for that. So maybe in Google, if you search for low code platform, low code or no code. Okay, so low code BPM tool, if you search for this, you'll be getting Pega as the top one. Okay, so they are claiming themselves as 95%. And there will be very rare scenarios of getting a requirement in the remaining 5%. Then that too, you need not worry as like a beginner. Beginner ante, so maybe from 0 to 6 years of experience, generally you will not get any customized Java requirements. So maybe if it is like 10 plus, maybe if it is like LSA related positions, then only mostly they will be having like Java skill required. That too, as I told you, mostly it is required in upgradation projects. Say my project started 10 years ago. It might be having something Pega as the latest by that time, right? Where there might be only 75% automated by that time. And in the remaining percentage, we used to write some Java code. And now we wanted to upgrade to the latest versions. In the latest versions, already Java code is done by Pega itself. Whatever I have customized, it's of no use. So I am supposed to decommission that. And in that scenario, existing functionality should not be disturbed. So we have to understand what is that Java code all about, what is like predefined Java code here. I have to link closely. So that is where Java knowledge is required for upgradation project. So maybe in interview, if anyone is asking you on the same, you say like, I did not get an experience working on upgradation projects. By the way, inside Pega, we will be having different type of projects under development only. Under development only, you will be having something like scratch project. Something from zero is what we have to develop. And there will be something called enhancement project. A project is already developed and small extra add-ons or patch-ups. Okay, so these two are generally known for everyone. Along with which there will be upgradation projects, just now I told you. So upgradation project generally tenure will be maximum up to 1 year only. Say from 6 months to 1 year. If you join in any scratch project as a developer, minimum you'll stay there for 3 to 4 years. And if you join in any enhancement project, there also minimum of 2 years is what you can survive. Okay, what project duration will be. And if you join in any Pega development project, which is of upgradation or migration, both are same. So there maximum it will be of 6 months to 1 year only. Okay, depending upon the fixed bit amount. So client will say that I'll pay you double amount, but you have to complete it in 3 months only. So you load n number of resources, how much you wanted. Okay, or I want this to be completed in 6 months only, maximum up to 1 year. Okay, so today if you are going to any Pega interview, and there you have to ask them what type of Pega project it is. So if they're saying about like scratch or enhancement, I think you can have long coordination with them. Maybe if they are saying something about like migration and mentally be prepared yourself that they are not hiring you for not more than 6 or 1 year, 6 months or 1 year. So if they are a friend saying like migration project, few developers will hesitate to go there because it is of short-term project, it is of contract position kabatti. Most of the people will hesitate. That is where the interviewers might say this more diplomatically, saying like, we are having startup projects, sorry, we are having scratch projects, we are having maybe production projects, so we are having even enhancement projects and even migration projects. So we'll hire you, and based on our internal requirement, we'll use you whatever there. So they might hire you something more diplomatically if they want you to be deployed into migration project. So they'll directly deploy into migration, and after 6 months or 1 year, they'll say, depending upon your skill, you might be getting something into scratch project. From there, you might be going to on-site location. So in this way, they'll try to tempt you in front. But later, there are n number of scenarios that after a person going into upgradation project, he will be released from the project. He'll be back to bench. So he might be going to some other project, maybe the same company or in the different company. Okay, that is all different. But you should clearly understand what type of Pega projects generally you'll get. So some things like scratch projects, as I told you, and enhancement projects, and even production support. Every one of us know, right? Production support, and something like migration or upgradation. Just now I told you. And very important and hidden thing will be optimization projects. Okay, so on these two type of projects, generally 10 percentage of Pega developers will generally get a chance. You take 100 members on an average. Only 5 to 10 members will get a chance to work on optimization or migration. And remaining 90 percentage of the people might be part of scratch project or enhancement or production only. So this, what is this optimization? Ante? Today, you joined some company as a Pega developer. Consider I'm your manager. I have given you a task asking you to design this particular screen or some requirement. So you can achieve that requirement in different approaches. So you can follow something approach 1 or approach 2 or approach 3. Out of these 3 approaches, there will be only one best approach, right, generally. When I say best, so that will be giving better performance. That's nothing much. So if we are following something, or if you're trying to get just for the sake of output, so for that day your task might be completed. Okay, but there might be poor performance based on your design, right? As a manager, if I am not going for code review, code and don't think for physical coding. As a manager, if I am not reviewing my team member design, so we might get the output, but in future there might be something like performance drop, right? So we as a team working for some client, maybe for just 6 months uncounted. Our major duty is to complete the 6 months successfully and we'll leave the project. That's it. And maybe after 1 year or 2 years. So the applications what are deployed to the production, so there will be like, they will be like running slow. So my client will face that slowness issue. So whom he will ask? He cannot again call us, right? Our contract is completed. He will just check with the Pega support team. Okay, Pega, direct Pega company. So client is purchasing Pega software, and we as a developer from TCS or some Cognizant, we are working on that. So we are out of that loop. Now client has the only option to check with Pega, main Pega team. So Pega team will say like, so development is not happening. Development did not happen properly. So they will suggest you go for optimization. Optimization under the same design must be refreshed. So this requirement number 1 should not be done in this approach. It has to be done in something different way. So now client, what he has to do? He has to again start a project just for 6 months to 1 year. He has to hire developers for optimization. There must not be any change in the output. Output should be 100% same, but background design must be refreshed. So we call it as optimization. In interviews, they might ask you, did you get a chance to work on optimization? 99% people will say no. Did you get a chance to work on migration? Okay, same no. So if you get a chance to work on migration or optimization, there might be little chances of Java knowledge required. Okay. So these are like hidden things inside Pega projects. You'll come to know everything slowly. I'll explain you what will happen in terms of hiring to something like deployment part slowly. Okay. So now coming back here. So if you are not following the best standards during development, as a developer, I'll join company and my client will give me to develop some internal application, not the main one. So here, if I'm not following the best standards, so in future, my client is suffering, right? So that is the reason Pega don't want to do this. So Pega as the main company, it is continuously monitoring what a developer is doing today. So for that, there will be something like strong algorithm maintained in the Pega engine itself. So Pega is one BPM tool. It is internally having one powerful algorithm. Whoever is working on this Pega to develop an application, so it will calculate a score. Get my point? It will calculate a score. So that score will give health of that application. And we call that score as anyone by any chance? Online people?
Guardrail score.
Okay. Guardrail is like other name. So we call this as compliance score. Getting my point? We call this as compliance score. Compliance score is something where it will show health of the respective application and internally. Okay, so you as a developer every time should follow best practices. Don't work just for the sake of output. So you have to follow best practices. So if you are not following the best practice, you might get output, but score will be something reduced. So maximum it must be 100% in terms of percentage. So if it is something like 90%, there will be something like developer name also. So who is the developer responsible for this reduction? And your manager straight away he'll call you. And based on which, what is the requirement given to you? Why did you follow this approach? Why not that? So somewhere discussion will be changed. So okay, that's fine. So after we creating applications, I'll explain you there completely. But for now, so summary of this whole statement ఏంటంటే Pega is used for developing internal applications. So for online, every one of you clear, right? Yes,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, let me add one common point here. So after your course is done, you generally start applying for interviews, right? So if you get a job description, or generally if you search in Naukri or somewhere, so you'll be seeing like Pega BPM jobs. If you see this, are you ready to apply now? Is this relevant for our learning? Yes, right? So as I
Yes.
told you, Pega is
Yes.
one BPM, right? If you see anywhere as Pega BPM, you're happy to apply that. And you'll see something like direct Pega also, Pega jobs. You'll see somewhere like Pega CSA jobs, Pega CWSA jobs. So somewhere like Pega LSA jobs. So Pega PRPC jobs. Okay, Pega CDH jobs. Okay, Pega business analyst jobs. So inside Pega, there will be these many type of roles. Okay, so today we are getting clarity that Pega BPM is something related to us. What is this Pega CSA or CWSA or PRPC or BA? Everything you'll come to know down the line. So Pega BPM is what you can straight away apply. And for your information today itself, whatever the tool you are seeing, we call it as Pega PRPC tool. Okay, why are we calling this as PRPC? You'll understand. Okay, so again, Pega PRPC, if you see, you are ready to apply. So if you are seeing something like Pega, simple ga keyword Pega అని ఉంటే, then whoever the recruiter posted that job. Suppose I'm working in some company as an HR recruiter. I might not be knowing what Pega, Java, .NET, Python, right? So I have to just take care of talent acquisition part. So in that scenario, if I simply post a job as Pega, so it means that whoever is posting that he might not be having Pega knowledge. Ante. So you should never give a simple word as Pega. So there must be Pega PRPC, Pega BPM, Pega CSA, Pega Architect, Pega Admin, Pega Robotics, Pega Customer Service, Pega Marketing, Pega Sales, Pega Administrator, likewise. So something internal role has to be clearly mentioned. Okay. So maybe Pega is more famous into BPM sector only. Pega RPA kuda untadi. So it is more famous into Pega BPM. If you ever see something like Pega, so you can even happy to apply for that role. Okay. You'll understand slowly. So finally, Pega is one BPM tool where using which I can develop internal applications of my organization. Say I'm client now. So consider we all wanted to start a bank in Hyderabad. Okay, I wanted to start a bank. So with the name ABC and contact. So internally, we require one credit card application, right? Maybe in future, I require one loans application. In future, something. So these applications will be accessible by my bank employees only, not every customer from the global, right? So these are like meant for developing internal applications. Say you take one credit card application. So one credit card application, there might be multiple screens. If I click on submit, screen 2, 3, 4, multiple screens must be designed. Every screen, it might be connected with my external applications or external databases, whatever it is. So for one credit card application, there must be complete front end to back end development, right? So my Pega is doing complete development for applications. Along with that, okay, development will be done. Along with that, there will be some other things also provided by Pega. So Pega will even provide something called reporting or data visualization. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by this? Suppose Ravi is one bank manager. Okay, he don't know anything about Pega. He's just a bank manager. Under Ravi, there is a person called Rahul, where he is dealing with credit cards, and a person called Ramesh, where he is dealing with loans application. So generally, what this person Rahul will be doing, he'll try to register multiple customers, right? So in that scenario, there will be a credit card application where he will be using for registering 10 customers, and all these 10 customer data must be maintained into its database table. Similarly, so there will be one loans application and all the customers coming here will be registered and there will be a database table for the same. Okay, so this whole part Pega will take care. Creating an application, its internal design, storing the data into database, everything Pega will take care as part of development itself. Now, Ravi, what he wanted is he wanted to check for the statistics of credit card, meaning yesterday how many credit cards are issued. So maybe day before yesterday how many, and this week how many, last week how many. So if he is just checking for the database table, will he understand anything more pictorially? No, right? No. So just for the statistical purpose, whatever the raw data we have in database, if it is pulled out in some pictorial form like this. So I have one line graph or bar graph. So yesterday if it is showing like 0 to 100 and today if it is like 0 to 200, I can understand yesterday and today 50% increment is there or 1% increment is there. Or maybe if we are using smart watches, generally we'll use smart watches, right? So in smartwatch, there will be your health tracker, meaning how many steps you walk per day and how many glasses of water you drink, how many hours you sleep per the day, and how many calories you burnt or how many flights you climbed, whatever it is. So if you are checking for the health tracker in your watch, smartwatch, it will show you in terms of some concentric circles for you. Do you remember? It will show you in terms of some concentric circles like this. Can everyone imagine what I'm saying? Yes, right? Please confirm me.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, right? Yeah. So there will be something like
Yes.
concentric circles showing out. So as an user, I'm like watch user. I don't know what is happening in the background of this watch. As an user, if I have some raw data showing in some pictorial form, how attractive it will be. So based on which I'll try to understand, okay, I have to take two more glasses of water, or I have to sleep for 1 more hour, or tomorrow I have to burn something more calories. So whatever the raw data in my database, my watch will be having one database, no doubt in it. And that raw data, if it is showing some pictorially, we call this concept called data visualization. So in Pega particularly, we call this as reporting. Okay. Did you work on reporting concept in Pega? If so, how did you get the data which is in raw mode? Or if the data isn't encrypted, as I told you, in database, data will be hidden for some security reasons. We call this as encrypted. So if a data is encrypted, did you work on reporting for that? So if so, what challenges you faced? What rules you created? Maybe I wanted to get the data from two tables combined and show it in one single reporting structure. I wanted to get data from table number one, which is from my internal database, a table two, which is from external database. I have to combine those two and get it for reporting. How do you manage these tasks? So this is what the questions you'll get. So here we are supposed to go for reporting or visualization. And generally, for reporting or visualization, we are having some third-party tools in the market. So Tableau winner. So you guys came across Tableau tool, right? Tableau Power BI. Come on.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
So Tableau and Power BI, what are these? So these are third-party reporting tools. Suppose I have one application designed. Say Amazon is one application where it might be completely developed on core, that is Java. No tools and only Java and. So Amazon lo there will be some backend database table, right? So Amazon salesperson wanted to check how many orders are done for today, how many are replaced or how many are returned. So he wanted to check the raw data in some pictorial mode. So for that, there must be reporting part, right? So he has to separately purchase Power BI tool. He has to separately purchase Tableau tool. And a administrator for the Tableau he has to hire. Meaning, so this Amazon client has to pay Tableau person, administrator account. And they have to take license also. It is like extra cost for them. But now, if the same application is designed on Pega, so this client has already invested on Pega initially. So they'll be taking Pega license, right? So using Pega, development can be made automated. Along with that, Pega is internally having reporting part also. So how do you manage this reporting? That is what they'll ask you. So give me 1 minute. I'll try to show you quickly. I'll try to show you something. So you might not understand what navigations I'm trying to do now, but you'll see something easy options available. Say I wanted to drag and drop one concentric circles. So whatever the diagram you are seeing, we call this as concentric circles. Say here I can just drag and drop something called advanced visualization. So inside by default you are getting it as bubble chart or scattering. Okay, so here it will ask you what type of chart you wanted. Is it like bullet chart or combo chart or concentric circles or bubble or scatter plot, whatever. I have to choose something and then I have to give proper inputs. Okay, so maybe number of steps as one input, target as another input. Number of glasses I drank today and what is my target. So if I give some inputs and some targets, automatically it will be giving those many circles and those that output. So here, this is predefined. Everything, whatever you wanted to do as part of reporting, say pie chart, bar graph, speedometer, okay, whatever, everything is predefined in Pega. So you need not take any extra license just for the sake of reporting. That is what I'm trying to say. So a Pega can make development easy and even reporting part also simple. Along with this, a Pega application can be made with something integrations also inbuilt. What do you mean by integrations, Ante? Say same credit card application. So here, if a customer is going to bank and asking for a credit card, suppose if you are coming to me, I'm a bank employee. If you are coming to me and asking for a credit card, do we directly give you credit card kit? No, right? So we have to check for your eligibility. Eligibility in the sense, how many other credit cards you are using. So it might be from different banks also. No? So how many other
Yes.
loans you are having? It might be from different banks. So here eligibility will be checking based on your PAN card number, okay, or SSN
Yes.
number generally. So maybe if I'm checking with your PAN card number, I'm supposed to get all your past loan history. So am I getting loans only from Citibank or even from other banks also? Other banks,
From
and
other
then
banks also.
collectively we will be having it maintained at RBI. Just an example. Okay, now whenever I click on this button, so the entered PAN card number is sent as input. Okay, so the entered PAN card number from Citibank, it is being sent as an input to a third party application like RBI. Okay, and at RBI level, there will be main database, and they are running one SQL query to get the data based on the PAN card number, and they are sending back the response. So here application 1 and application 2. So two different applications combining. So we call this concept as integrations or web services or API calls generally. Depending upon project to project, there will be different names. So now if I'm having this application number 1 design, I'm an Pega developer at application number 1. So my client, what he's saying is, we are supposed to get our data integrated with RPI. So I have to design something right as a Pega developer, meaning this Pega application can easily manage integrating with third party application as an requester or as a provider. Okay, so between 1 and 2, application 1, application 2 ఉంది కదా, between these two, one we call it as requester, another one as provider. So you should call this as requester. Am I correct? Requester application, they are requesting for PAN card based data, and we call this as provider application. And technically, we call this application as downstream application. And this one automatically, చెప్పండి ఆన్లైన్ వాళ్ళు,
Upstream.
upstream
Downstream.
application. So this is downstream, this is upstream. And in some other project, they call this as consumer applications, and these are like provider applications. Okay. So between two applications, can we guarantee both the technologies will have both the applications will have same backend? Can we guarantee both the applications having same backend? Suppose
No.
this is SBI Bank. Say this is RBI Bank. So RBI Bank might be there from past 50, 75 years అనుకోండి. Maybe by that time .NET might be the latest. So this RBI application is still is in .NET design కదా. Now we wanted to start ABC Bank in Hyderabad, and we wanted to take care of its design part, everything, and we felt Pega is like best option in this case. Instead of doing with some raw data, raw coding, so let's design with Pega. So if this application is developed on Pega, what is its backend and Java, right? So application 1 and application 2. So here two applications are supposed to be integrated. If they're having backend technologies as different, is it really possible for integrating? What are you guessing in this case? Between two applications, there must be interactions happening. That is what final motto is. But now both the applications are of different backend technologies. Is it really possible to communicate? Just say yes or no. Online people, Japali. Is it possible or not? What are you thinking in this case? Huh?
No, I guess.
No.
No. If it is with Pega, if both are same, then only you can go. That is what you are saying. Online people, tell me. If these two are two different things in the background, so can integration between these two happens or not?
It will happen.
It will happen.
It should
Integration will be
happen.
happen. Yes.
It should
Yes.
happen, right? So
Yes.
maybe all the banks in India, say there are like 100 banks on code. All the banks should no doubt integrate with RBI at some point, right? Yes or no? So in that scenario, if RBI is developed with .NET, no doubt all these 100 are forced to be on .NET, which is not correct. Which is not correct. So whatever your backend technologies might be, so integration should happen. So this is developed on Java, this might be on .NET. So here I am an Pega developer. I'm designing a screen to include one PAN card number property. If I just enter some PAN card number here, and if I click on submit button, so my requirement is to send this as an input. Okay, send this as an input. So this input is currently in Java mode. So if I send this, they are in .NET mode. They might not understand, right? So here, how communication should happen? And yesterday I told you there will be some universal languages in the world. So HTML, Java can understand HTML. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as I told you, there will be some universal, that is HTML or XML or JSON or CSV. You have to remember these names: JSON, CSV, or text. So these are generally some kind of language where everything in the world can understand. So now this requester application should convert this data into maybe XML, and the same has to be sent to the provider. So provider, what he is doing, he is trying to execute one SQL query, and then it is getting back. Okay, so here web service major motto ఏంటి అంటే this requester application should not be exposed with external database. Am I correct? Yes, right. Requester should not be directly getting access on the provider's database table. That is what the web service
Yes.
is. So that
Yes.
is where this provider is struggling to get it as an individual input. They are processing, they are running their own SQL queries. So they are converting the data. Again, they are sending back. And in some scenarios, this request application will be directly given access with their database. We call this as external DB integrations. And we call this approach as external application integrating. External applications, external DBs. Okay, fine. So now what I'm trying to say here is in Pega, for an Pega application, integrations with third-party application or third-party databases inbuilt. You need not go for any extra tools or any extra licenses. Everything will be inbuilt in Pega. So in interviews, they might directly ask you, did you get an experience working in web services? There, they'll ask you a number of questions. So the project where you worked on, is it acting like a requester or provider? So there might be possibility, right? So current application might be like requester, or I might be like a provider. Suppose I'm a Pega developer, you also Pega developer. Maybe I'm at RBI, you are at SBI. So you are like an integrating with third party application and you are requester. I am also integrating with third party application and I'm a provider. So as an Pega developer on web services, on what area you worked on? So how did you manage like a provider? So how did you accept input there? So input may be a single property today and based on PAN card number, we are processing. After 1 year, due to some security reasons, management decided to accept PAN card number and date of birth also. So PAN card number, every one of us know, right? Maybe if you go to some Xerox shop and take one PAN card Xerox unkondi, that person will know your PAN card number, right? So due to some security reasons, this integration should happen based on PAN card number and maybe date of birth. So if it is like modifying the input with two more properties, how did you handle this common language? They are converting into common language and you are getting it back. So now this common language might be having two or three properties in future. How did you decode and use it into your, and how did you modify your SQL query, and how did you send back the data in between? So the PAN card and date of birth combination is wrong. How did you handle that scenario? So maybe if our database is down for some time, maybe if our server is down for some time, so how did you handle this scenario? Suppose you take Amazon application and content. So you are seeing something like a product which is priced as 5,000 rupees. So here happy path is if I click on that, then I have to get its details, something about like payment related. For some reason, maybe background server is down. Whenever I click on buy now, so earlier in the olden design allowed that we used to get complete Java error coding. We used to see a lot of error coding, internal error 500 or 404 not found, some big line of Java coding. But these days, for any kind of such backend exception, don't simply show that error message. Instead, show something exceptional handled for that. So, are you seeing any dog image in the Amazon application? Tell me, online people. For
Yes, sir.
unexceptional scenario,
Yes.
Yes.
so you'll be seeing some
Yes.
dog images, right? So what you'll do, you'll simply try again. So the request, what you have done earlier is failed. If it is failed, how did you handle that exception? So maybe if such dog symbol, dog image you get, so that will be very rare. If you're continuously getting dog image, then the Amazon production support person should fix this issue, right? How will we notified? You as a real user, you are facing some issue. How that developer or the production support person will be notified on this? Are you sending an email, or are you calling any customer care on this? No, right?
No.
So at the background, for any kind of exception scenario from user interface, it is handled in this way. Maybe for notifying, we are doing it like work list or work basket routing is what you have to answer. So there will be different ways of exceptional handling and all these things. So did you get a chance to work on web services? And there will be some hundreds of connected questions. So learning all these things in some connectively is very important. Okay, that is what we majorly focus on. That's fine. So now coming back here, if I have an Pega application, development is simple. Simple in the sense development can be easily possible, and reporting can be possible, and integrations is also possible. And next and very important thing, it is having something called versioning also inbuilt. Pega application can have some version slices. What do you mean by version? Okay, suppose you are using one mobile phone today, maybe Android phone or iOS, whatever. So will you not get frequent updates for that? iOS 26.1 or maybe Android 15.1. Maybe after 1 week, you might get something like 15.2 or iOS 27. What is happening? So you are already having some product now in your hand. You are already having some code in that. So within that code, if there are any bugs or issues, so they are trying to fix it in the background. They are giving it as a new version, right? So similarly, as a developer today, I am designing something. So if I wanted to enhance it, I cannot modify the existing one. So I cannot carry my phone to iPhone service center and I cannot ask them to modify code in this, right? So what they're trying to do, they are trying to give some update on this. So the existing version or the product is overridden with the new version that we call concept of versioning. So an output production system will be having multiple slices of versions added on the existing build. Okay, so to be more simpler, say January 1st is what our project started today, and December 31st must be like end date. So when I say ended, so this complete 1 year is not only for development. So from client perspective, it must be completed. Ante in terms of development will be there. After that, testing will be there, and next UAT will be there. Next pre-prod, prod, likewise. So I'll talk about this environment and environment numbers also. Everything in clear. Don't worry if you're not understanding anything today. So as a developer, I might be at this environment, development environment, and I'll be pushing this code. We call this as a deployment process. We'll be pushing this code to testing environment, right? If you are the tester, what you'll do? You'll try to test everything more thoroughly. No doubt you'll find multiple defects. Who has to fix those defects? As a developer, right? So meaning whatever the code I am done today, say January 4th, is some part I have completed. So I am deploying this to your testing environment. You are testing it. And I cannot come to your environment. I cannot fix for any defects there. So once it is deployed, I cannot do anything. Okay. Now you found some defects. What I have to do again, it will come to development environment, and there the existing thing, whatever already freezed, it will be freezed and only sent, it will be sent here. What are already freezed, I have to create a new version and modify this. And the same will be deployed. And again, new version, new version. How many defects are there? Those many new versionized rules is what I have to create. So finally, one version will be deployed to testing environment. and some other version will be into the next environment, some other. So having some design sliced into different versions, we call this concept of versioning. Okay, so in Pega, we have this versioning management also inbuilt. Maybe if I'm having an application not with Pega, then I have to write manual coding. I have to take Tableau license for reporting. And now I have to take some third party versioning softwares extra. I have to get license for that. So TFS and chala undayi. Team Foundation servers. All these are like version management tools in the market. So I have to purchase that tool and I have to hire one administrator and I have to pay for him. But in Pega, everything can be done, including with deployment also. So you understood what is deployment, right? So deployment and moving of design from one environment to another environment. So this we call it as deployment. So in most of the projects, generally, so there will be something called deployment tools. DevOps tools, Vinara? Yes, right? There will be n number of DevOps tools, right? So a respective client will use maybe this tool, that tool, whatever. Okay. Now in Pega, this deploy, we are having inbuilt deployment manager where we need not get any extra DevOps tools licenses and we need not hire any administrators for that. Straight away with one single Pega license. So a client get end-to-end solution. That is where all the clients are attracted for Pega today. So if you wanted to start anything in Pega, if you wanted to start any new application, go for Pega. So one single tool, all the solutions. So finally, Pega is one very big integrated tool. All the things are integrated here. So reporting part is integrated, versioning part, deployment part, development part, everything. And even it is allowing us to go for customizations also. So it is one very big integrated tool. Learning this tool will be taking long time. Okay. And that too after you learning this 4 or 5 months of period. And then if you work there maybe for at least 1 year, then you'll get complete control on that. And learning this DevOps tool or learning this Power BI tool or maybe TFS tool or Tableau tool, it will not take long time for you. Why? Because based on our understanding, Tableau is small subset of entire Pega. Am I correct? Okay. So Tableau, what is it doing? Whatever small portion of entire Pega, what we are doing, right? So Pega is one very big integrated tool. So if we concentrate much on this complete options, no doubt you will be having very good scope at Pega level. As I told you, inside Pega, there are different ways. Okay, administrator, Pega marketing, Pega sales, Pega RPA, Pega decision making, Pega BPM, okay, Pega business analyst, Pega architects, whatever it is. There are like different things. And inside development itself, again, there are scratch projects. So maybe enhancements, whatever. So you should concentrate more on learning this tool. So what option, where I have to use. So learning this is also what we have to say. It's more lengthy. It's not difficult. We should not say it as difficult, but it is more lengthy. So after something like lengthy is what you're understanding, the beginning concepts might you might forget. That is what the problem is. So if we can continuously practice in one systematic way, this is like easiest tool ever. Okay. Fine. So that's it for today's session. So tomorrow I have to make you understand something about certification part and what actually Pega tool is. So how are we getting this Pega login page and what is like process we do in the real time. So I'll give you something more useful concepts in tomorrow's session also. So don't think like demos ante something useless ani. Okay, don't think it as in this way. So actually your course is started. So from yesterday itself, your course is started. So we are giving you first sessions as free. Don't think like first sessions as useless. Every point is really very important. If you are very serious and wanted to stay strong in Pega, don't miss a single session also. Don't get distracted even for a single minute. Okay. So that's it for today. So every one of you clear, right?
Hi Chandra, I have one small doubt.
Tell me.
So Chandra, as you mentioned us about the job descriptions and all about the Pega BPM, so is there any difference on Pega BPM and Pega CRM? Because some of the
Pega,
job posts I have seen about the
Pega
Pega
BPM
CRM
and
as
what is the other one?
Pega CRM.
So into CI, Pega is not that famous in other sectors. So Pega is in RPA. So Pega is into cloud. So Pega is into different things. Out of all these things, Pega is super hit in BPM only. So in CRM, Salesforce is the master. Okay, in RPA, so something like Blue Prism and other things. Pega is into RPA and other stuff also, but it is not ruling there. But Pega is ruling in BPM market. Got my point?
Yeah, okay.
So
And
maybe
Chandra, for the database, most of the companies right now are using the cloud and all. So how we can be doing our practice session?
even this is also cloud right here. Okay, maybe in our practice purpose, if we are downloading 8.7 version, so I'll give you software download tool. Maybe today itself I'll share you. Actually, I thought of explaining this tomorrow and thought of sharing it tomorrow. But today I'll just give you one link. And if you download that, what will happen is in our local machine, a database with respect to tables also will be installed. But in the real time, the database will be physically installed at the cloud environment. And based on this JDBC URL and username and password, we can access without we installing physically. So maybe in our cloud environment, everything will be in your laptop itself. You can see background Java code, whatever generating, and you can see databases you can open and you can visualize everything. Okay, no? Everything will be installed in your personal laptop. Got it?
And Chandra, one basic questions I'm asking. So as today is my first class, maybe you can explain yesterday. I don't know. The thing is, suppose that right now I'm learning the Pega and I can apply for job and maybe join one company. So according to your experience, can you please let us know means how long means this Pega can be sustained in the market? Mean without any problem we can go and sustain
Okay.
for longer period of
Yeah.
time. So
So if any organization wanted to develop something like internal automation, say you take any organization, so no doubt there will be n number of internal applications. Am I correct?
yeah,
Yes, right. For all the internal applications, no doubt BPM tool is required. Am I correct?
yeah.
Or no? No doubt BPM tool is required. So for an BPM tool, so do you see maybe on the screen itself, you can see competitors of BPM tools in the market. Out of
Mhm,
all the BPM tools, as I told you, Pega is claiming themselves as 95% automated. So no other BPM tool is having minimum of 50% automated. So no doubt Pega is like to be used by any company. And that too, today Pega is the only BPM tool where it is integrated with artificial intelligence, generative AI. Actually, there will be three types of AIs: Supernova AI, Gen AI, and other thing. And Pega is the only BPM tool where it is having Gen AI enabled. So no AI even in other tools also. So it is
mhm,
most more of automation done. Additionally, AI part is also done, right? So why clients will
mhm,
choose other BPM tools? No doubt every application should have internal automation fully with BPM. So BPM Pega is like top in the market, right? And don't think like
mhm,
Pega is something available from past 3 4 years for you. It is there almost from 30 years. And even I worked in a project where it is running still running from past 20 years. So in 2001, a project started. It is still running with Pega. Okay, so they are trying to upgrade to the versions. They're trying to make use of extra features inside Pega. So once they accustomed with Pega related things, they will not be showing interest to switch to any other BPM tools because no automation there, no generative AI part there. Got it?
okay.
Any
And
doubt?
Chandra, last question. Sorry, I'm asking multiple questions.
Hmm.
So, does AI impact on any kind of development work in Pega near future? Because
Not
right
about
now,
development. AI will make some tasks easier. Okay. So you as a developer, even in the olden days also, you did not do any development in Pega, right? Okay.
mm,
Say I'm a Pega developer maybe 10 years back, from 10 years back. You are a Pega developer today. So maybe 10 years back, what I used to do? So I used to use some options to get something output. Did I write any coding there? No. Even today, what are you doing? So you are trying to make some options and get the same output. Even today or the earlier, there is no impact on development. But options are made easy. Suppose one simple example. So if you are having one Airtel SIM card, okay, so what you used to do? So maybe if you're having any problem with Airtel, you used to contact customer care. So golden approach along the so you must be calling like one to one, or you should be sending an email. So they might approach you maybe in next 2 hours or 4 hours. That is what without AI. But today, if you just open your Airtel Thanks app, whatever the app, so can you see one virtual assistant there? So can you see chatbot there? So if I just open that chatbot, what we are saying? So that AI available in that application, say that is developed on Pega, that Airtel is developed on Pega. So that Pega application is having like AI features where it is understanding real user problems, where the same it will understand real developers problem. So as a developer, in order to achieve my requirement, I used to drag and drop and link anything, and it used to be taking some long time uncounted. Now this AI will think about what developer problems will be. AI will think about what testing problems will be, what the real user problems will be. It will be automating. It's not about like replacing any human in this case. It will
Okay.
make
Okay,
some
sir.
tasks understandable, and it will give some ready-made solutions. Okay, without a developer or without a user, it cannot be possible. Kada.
Okay. Thanks, Chandra.
Okay. So clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow also please join with the same link and online go to same time which is earning. You'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Maybe anyone who joined it today. So if you are not getting any recording, please drop a message to our WhatsApp number. So you'll be added to WhatsApp community where all the recordings are generally shared. Thank you. Thank you, everyone of you for your extra time.
Thank you.